Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a new market update. And today we're going to discuss how relaxed this weekend has been and how much panic you should not be having in this drop down, as everybody was screaming a lot and calling their mom for help. If you were doing that and you were panicking during the drop down, one thing you should do is that you should reevaluate your strategy. And given the fact that most of you are interested in XRP, PundiX, HOT, DENT, and all those small coins, I think you should be reevaluating what your point of interest is in general and where you are buying. And secondly, whether you are going to invest too much money, as most of you are also doing that, and whether you should use leverage, as most of you are also doing that without having any experience. But today we're going to discuss about a Bitcoin. Just briefly, as tonight I'm going to have the live stream again. They are back. It's going to be a test live stream tonight. But hopefully next week we'll be having 2 live streams in a week again. And there I'll be discussing everything surrounding Bitcoin. In this video we're going to discuss which 3 altcoins I'm buying right now, as altcoins are just continuing their movements. And therefore nothing has changed really. And the overall drop down was based through Bitcoin rather than overall weakness of the markets. So I'm going to discuss which 3 altcoins I'm buying, but before that, do not forget to subscribe beneath and also follow me on Twitter and Instagram, as I'm posting content on these platforms as well. So let's discuss Bitcoin for a little bit, in which we can see that we've had a massive drop down. As this chart is showing us, we can see that a critical level was lost. And the critical level was around 60k, which in general had to hold. Given that it's not holding, there's multiple things that could be happening. One thing is we had news from the USA. One thing is that we had news from China with the hash rate. Several other arguments were found for the actual drop down, as people are always seeking to find an argument for why XYZ happened to the markets. And then third, what people underestimate is that once a price level is lost, and as far as I see on social media, everybody and their father and their mother were long heavily on the markets. So if such a move happens, that a critical level is lost, it triggers a chain reaction of liquidations of, orders. So if that happens, it just cascades through the markets. And it might be the reason that during the weekend, there's not much of trading on Bitcoin in itself, which is only pushing the price further down the order books, as those order books might be less filled during the weekend or there's less trading. So probably just a confluence of price action in itself. Is the market bearish right now, as the chart shows? No, we're just making higher lows, higher highs. We've hit this 50k range, which is just a critical area to hold on to, which is fine. We've even closed above 55k, so most likely we're going to have a sideways period for Bitcoin in this stage. And what do I expect to happen in the coming months? That's what we'll be discussing in the live stream tonight at 19:30 Central European time, because I believe that we're going to have the sickest alt season that we have experienced until now. And we are already seeing it with stuff like VeChain and Theta and all those coins going crazy. Which altcoins am I buying? Let's discuss the first one. And I'm currently focused on the Altcoins, so Dino coins I'm looking at. And recently, Neo, Quantum, Ontology have been doing well. EOS has been doing well. Ripple has been doing well. XRP, Doge, of course. And when Doge and XRP are doing well, you can always say, okay, XLM is going to follow. And when those are going to do fine, you can always say that other coins like EOS and ZRX and Ontology, they are going to follow suit. And when you see this entire construction of the markets right now, you can see that XLM is still in accumulation phase. And you can also see that the volume is increasing significantly in past months, through which an accumulation is going to happen, or is already happening. What we also see is that this range resistance is currently showing that we had multiple tests of this area. And therefore the next test of this resistance zone is most likely going to push XLM through the resistance, through which a new bull cycle is going to start. And especially if you're going to add the 100 MA and 200 MA, you can see that we're currently above those, and therefore we are granting ourselves a new impulse wave to happen, and most likely a new bull cycle to happen. If that is going to occur, which targets do we have for XLM? We're going to have any resistances that we have here as potential target zones for this one to run to, and you should be taking profits on those levels as well. How to take profits and how to position yourself well, and which altcoins I'm also focused on. Therefore, you should be checking the link that I have to my educational platform in the description, as I'm sharing my entire strategy, including trade IDs, including portfolio balances, and what I do in these markets in my educational platform. So definitely check out the link, bonsakkagroup.com. So what do we see on XLM? Further, we do see that we had this drop down during the weekend. However, the critical level that we have to hold is pretty much holding. That's this block here, also found to be the 100-day and 200-day MA construction. Very bullish candle as we immediately bounced up. Therefore, I'm suspecting that we're going to have acceleration, or at least another test of this resistance zone, through which a breakout should bring us towards any of those resistances that we have here. What's the second coin that I'm currently looking at? You can already guess which one it is. It is DIA, of course. I've posted something regarding Chainlink earlier today on Twitter, in which Chainlink is probably the trigger for other oracles to start moving as well. It made a massive bounce up, and it already runs towards the all-time highs again. And through that, I'm assuming that the other oracles are going to follow suit. And DIA did not have a bull cycle yet. Next to that, the valuation of all those oracles, 96% of the entire segment is valued to Chainlink. Chainlink is about 18 to 20 billion. Bond protocol is about like 300 to 400 million. DIA, Telor, API3 are combined even like 500 million. So these are relatively small. So once Chainlink is going to make a move, you could be sure that all those smaller oracles are going to follow suit and perform well. So I'm very bullish on DIA. There's also an interview coming out this week with the CEO of DIA regarding their project. Made me even more bullish, to be honest. And the construction is just the same as what we saw on Stellar. So what we see here is that the previous high is becoming support. Support resistance flip, as you can see. Next to that, we can see the increase of volume in this entire range, which means accumulation. And then finally, we have the 100-day and 200-day MAs as support coming in, through which a new bull cycle is most likely going to happen. Which resistances are you looking at in general? Those resistances here, but if you want to know more information about where I'm exiting DIA, do not forget to check out my educational platform. Then, this one is showing the structure on the Bitcoin pair, and I'm still focused on the Bitcoin pair a little bit more than the USDT pair, although the USDT pair is also surviving the critical area of support. So this entire region that we have here has to hold, through which continuation is most likely going to happen. And next to that, what do we see? We do see higher highs and higher lows. So this entire construction is still fine. As long as DIA remains above $3, this one is still in a bullish construction, and most likely we're going to have something like this, just like we have experienced in the recent correction. Therefore, assuming that this one is going to hold above $3.60, I think that $8 is next for DIA. But I guess there is way more. Then finally, the third one is Swipe, which essentially is a copy paste of DIA, as in it's also flipping the 100-day and 200-day MAs for support, still down a lot in the Bitcoin pair, and also showing massive accumulation in the construction while flipping the previous resistance for support, and therefore granting a flip of this 100-day and 200-day MAs, and therefore being open for continuation in general. So this one is also still on the ground in the Bitcoin pair, while the USDT pair is swimming around new all-time highs, which is not really relevant anymore for price analysis, as it's quite difficult to start analyzing something that's in price discovery. So therefore your focus should be on the Bitcoin pair, and I've tweeted earlier that this area around 6,000 sats is a critical area to hold on to, and as the chart shows, We are currently holding that level for support, and I think we're going to have big, massive move on swipe. So these 3 coins I'm currently looking at. If you want to know which ones I'm also looking at, do not forget to become a member at the educational platform. Gold membership, I'm giving all the strategies and everything that I do in those markets, including additional content, as you can see on the website. Do not forget to subscribe. Do not forget to check me out tonight in the live stream, where we're going to discuss Bitcoin even more and your questions. And do not forget to smile throughout the day and stay patient and become disciplined. Yes, because then you become consistent. Have a great day and see you again tonight.